So last year we introduced the Breathe for Life Scholarship. And that scholarship is sponsored by the Kelty Patrick Dennehy Foundation, of which Ginny is the founder of that foundation. And she'll tell you a little bit about the foundation. And Nikki was our winner last year of the first scholarship at the first yoga conference. So Nikki's here to say a few words as well, but I'm going to let these two ladies take it from here. And then we're going to announce the 2014 scholarship winner.
Thank you. Yes, as Carolyn said, that my name is Ginny Dennehy. I am the president of the Kelty Patrick Dennehy Foundation. The Kelty Patrick Dennehy Foundation was formed in 2001 after we lost our son to depression-related suicide. To date, we have raised over $7 million for depression-related suicide. And to us, what it is it's all about talking about this disease and to remove the stigma. Because so many people do not understand that people do not choose to have depression. It is something that is, it's a disease like any other disease. Kelty, our 17-year-old son, took his life, and he had a sister, Riley, who was 15 at the time. And as you can imagine, losing your sister and also your best friend, your brother, was terrible for Riley. So she suffered so much during this whole time. Riley didn't know how to deal with her pain, and so she ended up with an eating disorder. She ended up, trying to go to another way and ended up with drugs and alcohol, as many people do when they're trying to take away the pain. But the most amazing thing that Riley did is she found yoga. And yoga was the thing that really opened her up, and she blossomed into becoming this beautiful person that she always was, not only on the inside, but on the outside as well. Well, Riley decided that she wanted to further her yoga studies. She took her first yoga course, teacher training course in Whistler, and then she decided that she wanted to go on to Thailand to take another yoga training course, which I was very, very supportive of. I'm, of course, saying the mother, IBM, 28 years, you better get a degree. She says, no, Mom. No, I want to go into yoga. I wanted to go into yoga. So I supported her in doing that. And we would have conversations while she was in Thailand, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful experience. After she finished the training course over in Thailand, she said that she wanted to continue on, and she wanted to start up a yoga studio in Whistler, but she wanted to have something else to add to that yoga studio. And so she wanted to take Thai massage. Well, unfortunately, what happened, while she was over there, she separated her shoulder. She went to a doctor. A doctor gave her some medication, and she died at the age of 23. So as you can imagine, losing one child is unbelievable, but losing two children is just something that you never will think will happen. So when Carolyn and I met each other a few years ago at a yoga conference, because for me, that was part of my healing process, was the yoga. And when we met each other and she talked to me about doing this conference, I said, I want to be able to figure out a way that I could give back. And this is the way that our foundation has been giving back, is to be able to do this Breathe for Life scholarship of $1,000 to a teacher who has applied for this. And so I'm really happy to do that. But one of the other things that you have to do is you have to figure out how you as an individual are going to heal from some of the things that you've gone through. And one of the things that I actually did last year, is that I wrote a book. And I wrote a book about my experience, because I believe that when you start sharing your stories, and you share your stories not only in things that have happened to you, but in the positive things that happened to you, that's when you can start the healing process happening. So I wrote a book that was released on Mother's Day, and it's called Choosing Hope, A Mother's Story of Lost Love and Survival. And that was actually the day that my husband and I left on our bike ride across Canada. So we went from Whistler to Cape Spear, Newfoundland. It took us 3 months to do, and we raised over $1.7 million for the foundation. So I tell you these stories because we all have stories and we all have stuff that we go through. But the thing is that you have to kind of believe in yourself that you can get through them and that there is hope and that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And I am so happy to be able to be here and to be able to award this scholarship again. So I'm going to pass it over to Nikki, who was our first winner.
Hi. Even though I'm a yoga teacher, I'm really scared of public speaking. So I'm going to sit here with my notes and my bare feet because it makes me feel better. 10 years ago, I lost my 31-year-old boyfriend after a 6-month battle with liver cancer. I might cry. 13 months after that, my mom took her own life. My grief was overwhelming. I felt really desperately alone and unable to grieve authentically in a society or culture that doesn't really do grieving very well. I knew that the coping mechanisms that I had at the time, namely keeping really busy and partying on the weekends, weren't going to help this time. So luckily I had done a ton of late night research on alternative therapies in hopes of saving my boyfriend's life. What I didn't know at the time is that I would use that research to save my own life. I turned to yoga, and my healing journey, my journey towards wholeness began. I often say that yoga saved my life, but really, it's teaching yoga that saved my life. After I'd been through my own process, I realized that I wanted to hold the space for other people who were grieving, so that they could heal as well, and not feel so alone like I did. A year ago, I released the yoga studio that I owned and made space for this dream that I had. That was right before I won the scholarship. The scholarship was like the universe telling me a huge yes. So I thank you so much, Ginny and Carolyn, for believing in me. Since I won the scholarship, it's like the universe put a red carpet out for me. I went from being a yoga teacher who, as you know, was overworked and underpaid to helping women from all over the world make peace with their grief in a really self-loving and holistic way. I just signed a woman up to my program from Pakistan yesterday, which I think is really awesome. So all of this happened simply because I listened to my heart and I had the courage to say yes to my dream. I know that I got to read the applications and help in the process choosing the winner this year. And I know that whoever wins, I can't tell you, I don't even know actually. Whoever wins also is saying yes to their heart. It was such a blessing to read your stories of hope and love and courage. I'm so proud of you for saying yes and taking the inspired action that it takes to set the universe in motion. If I could leave you with one thing, it would be that, to say yes to your dreams and to take inspired action. I'm so excited for this year's winner. I hope you all have a beautiful evening. Namaste.
So we'll go backstage and you can announce and then everybody will be set.
Okay. You know, to Nikki's point, I mean, I was on the committee as well, and I have to tell you, when I read those applicants, you know, I just said, "Oh, come on, we got to get them a little bit more money. We got to give some more money to everyone because these people all deserved everything." I mean, and so all of you who did put in an application, I mean, I encourage you to continue to put in these applications because your stories and what you're trying to do is really what's making a difference. And you know, I mean, my one little mantra is that's what it's all about, is, you know, trying to make a difference, and that's what you guys are doing. So I really applaud you. And I think the winner is coming. And the winner of this year's yoga scholarship is Lara Berg.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Hi, Carolyn. Nice to see you again. Oh. Wow.
Do you want to say anything?
Sure. Well, I'm so grateful. I'm so honored. I feel like I've done a complete 180 and 360 at the same time. I used to live here, and I left Victoria a few years ago when I was not who I am today. And so to be here and teaching yoga and receiving this scholarship after everything I've been through is incredible. And dreams do come true. Thank you so much.
You're all by yourself over there. Okay. Here.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, and can I actually say one more thing?
Sure, you can say one more.
Okay, one more thing. What's actually really neat here, too, is that the scholarship winner last year, Nikki, you used your scholarship to attend Sri Kelly Ashram, which is the school that my partner Kevin and I went to last winter, which is the style of yoga and the tradition of yoga that did heal my depression. So another full circle, really beautiful. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.